In the grand estate of the Detanges family, young Julie spent her days among books, music, and long walks in the gardens. To guide her studies, her father had chosen a private tutor, Saint Preux, a man of intelligence and learning, though far beneath her in rank and fortune. At first, their relationship was no more than lessons and polite conversation. Julie listened with care, and Saint Preux instructed with patience and respect. Yet slowly, in the quiet pauses between words, something else began to stir. A glance that lingered too long. A silence that spoke louder than any sentence. A tremor in the voice, impossible to disguise. One restless night, Saint Preux took up his pen. His hand shook as he wrote.
My Lady Julie, in the role of your tutor I have tried 1,000 times to master myself, to remain silent. But my heart no longer obeys. You are the light that has kindled my life. Your gaze binds me, and though I know it is a sin to confess it, I cannot deny what burns within me. If my words bring you sorrow, forgive me, for this heart is no longer mine to command.
Julie read the letter with trembling hands. Tears blurred the page. She answered.
My teacher, your words have shaken me to the core. I should remain silent, for if I return this confession, I risk everything. My father would never allow it. My family name, my duty, all rise against such a bond. And yet, why do your words echo so deeply within me?
Days later, they met again in the garden. The air was heavy with unspoken truth. Saint Preux spoke softly.
If my confession has wounded you, grant me a single word of pardon, and I shall trouble you no more.
Julie lowered her eyes, her voice trembling.
No, you have not wounded me. What frightens me is that I feel the same, and cannot escape it.
That single admission was enough. No further words were needed. Their eyes locked, and in that silence, love, pure yet forbidden, burst into flame. For weeks their secret love had lived quietly in letters, in glances stolen during lessons, in silences filled with meaning. But secrets have a way of slipping into the open. One afternoon, Julie sat alone in her chamber, reading yet another trembling letter from Saint Preux. Her cheeks glowed, her lips whispered his name. Suddenly the door burst open, her father stormed in. His face was crimson with rage. He snatched the paper from her hands and shouted.
What is this? The tutor dares to write such words to my daughter.
Julie's eyes brimmed with tears. She pleaded.
Father, he is noble of spirit, if not of rank. My heart has chosen him.
Her father cut her short with a roar.
Your heart, and what of our name, our honor, your future? You would throw it all away for a penniless schoolmaster. Never. This is shameful.
That very moment he gave his order, Saint Preux must leave the house at once. That night, Saint Preux wrote his last message, ink blurred with despair.
My forbidden love, they drive me from your home, but no one can drive me from your heart. If fate decrees our parting, I will go in silence, praying for a kinder heaven. Yet know this, Julie, my love for you is eternal.
Julie answered through her tears.
Saint Preux, my father commands my destiny, but he cannot command my heart. I stand torn between two worlds, duty and love. Ah, how cruel it is to be a woman, when obedience must devour everything.
When the day of departure came, Julie watched from afar. She could not speak, could not move. In her heart a cry echoed.
If only I could take your hand and flee with you.
Saint Preux bowed his head, his eyes full of anguish, and mounted his horse. Without another word, he rode away, leaving behind a silence heavier than death. Julie's world grew quiet after Saint Preux's departure. The corridors of her father's estate felt colder, the gardens emptier. Yet every letter she read in secret kept his presence alive. His words, filled with longing and sorrow, echoed in her heart like a forbidden melody. She wrote to her closest friend.
Ah, what it costs to be a woman. My father rules over my life as if I were an heirloom, not a soul. They tell me I must obey, I must marry well, I must protect the honor of our name. But my heart belongs elsewhere, chained to a man they scorn.
Meanwhile, from his exile, Saint Preux poured out his torment on the page.
Julie, distance is no cure. Your image pursues me in every place. I see you in the calm of dawn. I hear you in every whisper of the wind. If your happiness lies with another, I will be silent, but know this. I live only in the hope that your heart remembers mine.
Julie read those lines again and again until the ink seemed to blur into tears. Her struggle deepened. On one side stood duty, her father's will, her family's name, the unyielding weight of tradition. On the other stood desire, a love she could not deny, a fire that burned her even as she tried to smother it. In her prayers at night, she whispered,
God, why give me a heart that loves, if I must never follow it?
Time passed, and the weight of duty grew heavier on Julie's shoulders. Her father's will was absolute. She was to marry a man of rank and virtue, a match worthy of her family name. That man was Wolmar, calm, wise, honorable, and deeply devoted. Julie's heart, though still echoing with memories of Saint Preux, could not refuse the path laid before her. Wolmar, understanding and gentle, sensed the secret she carried. One evening, as they walked in the quiet gardens,
Julie, I cannot promise to erase the past, nor would I wish to, but I vow to cherish the present, to build a life worthy of your heart.
I hope time will heal the ache, though part of me remains elsewhere.
Then let us live each day with honor, and let your heart guide us where it can.
Marriage brought comfort, stability, and protection. Julie's days filled with duties, social visits, and charitable works. Yet in the quiet moments, she thought of Saint Preux, the man she had loved first, the man who had captured her heart so completely. In letters to a confidant, she admitted,
I am safe, I am cared for, I am respected. And yet, how strange it is to love one's soul while living with another. The heart has its own law, and it does not obey reason.
Wolmar never pressed or questioned. He allowed her the space to grieve, to remember, and to love in memory if not in reality. His presence, steady and kind, became a bridge between past desire and present duty.
Your heart is free, Julie. It has always been free. Let me walk beside it, not to chain it, but to honor it.
In this gentle acceptance, Julie found solace, but the fire of her first love still smoldered quietly, like embers beneath snow. She knew the world demanded obedience, but her soul still longed for passion. Julie's days with Wolmar were calm, orderly, and respectable. Yet the quiet brought no ease to her heart. In the private corners of her mind, memories of Saint Preux surged with a force that duty could not restrain. Every letter she had ever received from him, every glance remembered, became a tender ache she could neither hide nor fully express. One evening, she received a letter from Saint Preux, delivered discreetly by a loyal friend.
Julie, the world may demand silence, but my heart cannot rest. I hear your laughter in the wind, see your face in every passing shadow. If fate has bound you to another, I accept it with sorrow, but I cannot deny that my soul walks alongside yours in every moment.
Reading the letter, Julie felt the familiar flutter of longing and despair. Her hands trembled, and tears fell freely onto the paper. Alone in her room, Julie whispered to herself,
Why does love demand so much? Why must the heart bear burdens that reason cannot lift? I am safe with Wolmar, yet I ache for what was once mine.
The tension between duty and desire had become unbearable. She loved Wolmar in her way, respected, honored, and grateful, but Saint Preux's presence haunted her heart like a shadow that would not fade. Wolmar, ever perceptive, noticed her quiet moments of melancholy. He approached her gently one evening in the garden.
Julie, do not hide your heart from me. I sense its sorrows, its longings. Speak freely. Your soul will find its peace.
I carry a past that cannot be undone, Wolmar. I cherish you, but a part of me will always belong elsewhere.
Then let us honor both the past and the present. Let it guide us, not torment us.
Life continued for Julie in a quiet rhythm with Wolmar. The estate, the gardens, the routines, all remained orderly and safe. Yet, beneath this calm, an uneasy tension simmered. Her heart was never fully at rest, haunted by memories of Saint Preux, the man who had first awakened her soul. One afternoon, while tending to her young children near the river, a sudden accident occurred. A child slipped, the water rushed, and panic overtook Julie. Without thinking, she dived in, determined to save the child. The river's current was too strong. Wolmar, arriving moments later, watched in horror as Julie struggled against the water. Though she managed to save the child, she herself was caught, exhausted and battered by the waves. In the aftermath, Julie fell gravely ill. Her body, weakened by the strain, could not recover easily. Wolmar stayed by her side day and night.
Julie, you saved them all. Your courage is no bounds. Rest now, I am here.
I only wanted to protect them. I did what any mother would do.
Her words, though humble, were filled with a dignity and strength that touched everyone around her. Yet even Wolmar could see that the spirit that had once burned so brightly in her heart was now shadowed by the cost of her selflessness. During her recovery, Julie received a letter from Saint Preux once more.
Julie, I hear of your bravery. Your light shines in the hearts of those you save, yet I fear for your own. Know that I remain yours in thought, if not in life.
Julie held the letter, tears rolling down her cheeks. She whispered to herself,
Saint Preux, always there, even from afar, but I am tied to another now. Oh, heart, why do you remember so vividly?
Julie's life with Wolmar continued in a quiet, orderly fashion, yet her heart remained a battleground. Every moment of peace was shadowed by memories of Saint Preux, the man who had first set her soul ablaze. The weight of love, duty, and sacrifice pressed heavily upon her. One fateful day, while walking near the river with her children, tragedy struck again. A child slipped into the water. Without hesitation, Julie leapt in, fighting the current to save the child. Her body, already weakened from previous strain, was overwhelmed. She managed to save the child, but the effort left her in critical condition. Wolmar rushed to her side, heart breaking.
Julie, stay with me. You are the bravest soul I know.
I had to protect them even if it costs me.
As she lay recovering, Julie contemplated the paths her heart had taken. Letters from Saint Preux reached her, each one a tender reminder of a love she could never fully embrace.
Julie, I hear of your courage and your suffering. Know that I am always with you in thought, if not in life.
Tears filled her eyes as she whispered,
Saint Preux, forever in my heart, but Wolmar's life and love hold me now. Oh, heart, how can you hold both?
Despite Wolmar's devoted care, Julie's health declined. The combination of emotional strain and physical exertion proved too much. Surrounded by Wolmar and her children, she faced her fate with dignity.
Love, duty, sacrifice. I have lived. I have loved, do not mourn me.
Her voice, though faint, carried the strength of a life fully felt. And in her final moments, she seemed at peace, knowing she had done all she could, for love, for family, and for those she cherished. Julie passed away, leaving Wolmar and her children to mourn her absence, and leaving Saint Preux with the bittersweet memory of a love that could not be fulfilled. Yet, her legacy endured: courage, selflessness, and a heart that loved fully, even in the face of impossible choices. Life is always a battlefield between the self and society, between the quiet whisper of the heart and the loud command of tradition. At times, our personal passion points toward freedom and happiness, yet the weight of duty and expectation bends us toward another path. This story reminds us that a human being is neither entirely free nor entirely bound. We are creatures condemned to choose, and every choice demands its price. Do you think we should live based on what our heart wants, or what society and family expect from us? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts.